When I found out that my friend Bernice had written a book, I thought, I have to buy it. Didn't she open her beautiful home in Belle Meade to me when I went to Nashville for our college reunion? I was treated like royalty, and yet it is she who is the estate sale queen in Nashville. Her childhood friend, Jaden M. Stevens, co-authored this book with her, which is called Wild Tales and Estate Sales. Pass it on. She describes her this way. Bernice, if I didn't know you, I wouldn't believe a word in this book. She says, good-natured chaos seems to follow you around in a cloud of excitement and laughter. Like some moving party, that energy spreads out in an effusive way. I am so glad to have this book for 3 reasons. 1, it's filled with hilarious stories. 2, I'm part of some of them, like when she fell in love with art and antiques when we were in Europe. And 3, many of her clients are country music singers. So let's go to Nashville for an estate sale. Imagine, if you will, a belt buckle. It's gold, it's large, and it's studded with jewels. Are you thinking of Elvis Presley? Well, this one happens to have belonged to Waylon Jennings. Do you know his music? He's famous for singing, Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Let them be doctors or lawyers or such. Waylon's sale began on a bitter cold winter day. In Nashville, that probably means 30 degrees. There were several hundred people huddled outside, waiting for the doors to open. People had come from all over for a chance to own a piece of history from a living legend of country music. I placed one of the centerpieces of the sale in a rounded glass case on a piano in a conspicuous location, hoping to create some excitement and intrigue. It was one of Waylon's custom, one-of-a-kind gold belt buckles, fashioned with intricate designs and encrusted with jewels. The oversized buckle glimmered, and the settings danced with light in the display case. It was to remain in my care until it sold. The sale was in full swing. Chattering buyers were happily securing treasures. I finished another round, working my way back to the case. I stared into the case. I looked again, in disbelief. The case was empty. I felt a deep emptiness in my stomach, reflecting the emptiness of the case. Waylon trusted me. I was in charge. What on earth had become of it? I hurried to the phone and called the police. I then rushed with arms outstretched to the heavy wooden doors at the entrance and slammed them shut, closing with a mighty boom. The room froze, and startled eyes turned my way. I latched both doors and turned to face the crowd, spreading my arms across the doors for emphasis. I could feel my emotions welling up, and my eyes were wild with panic, anger, and indignation. I proclaimed, "Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a theft right here in this room. The doors are locked. The police are on their way, and no one will be allowed to leave until Waylon's belt buckle is recovered." My announcement was caught on camera by a newsman in the crowd. The only thing not caught on film was the thief. Several gasps could be heard from the crowd as they processed the fact that they were now all part of an investigation. My announcement was met with some resistance, and a few of the guests, turned captives, turned suspects, were now clamoring to leave, citing prior engagements. With the sale halted and my staff and security guards strategically positioned at the exit, I made the dreaded call to Waylon to report the disappearance of his ornate accessory. I sought to remain professional, but as I came to the part where I told him it was missing, I was sobbing into the phone over the pilfered buckle. Waylon was a true Southern gentleman. His deep voice was woven with calming disposition. Good Southern manners are like peach preserves on hot buttered biscuits. Well, Bernice, there must be somebody who wants that buckle a lot more than you or me. I say, just let them have it. They'll pay the price someday. And, Bernice, I guess you better let my people go. By the end of his words, we were both laughing a little. He sounded like Moses setting Pharaoh straight, as I imagine. I dried my eyes as best I could, hoping my makeup wasn't running down my face. The belt buckle was never found.